Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of How Did This Get Booked? I, of course, am your host, Jake Manning, and I'm a veteran of the professional wrestling business for over a decade, and I've held every single job selling popcorn.
You haven't had that job as a speech therapist yet, though.
You laugh, but that's... in grade school, I had to take speech therapy.
Yeah?
Believe it or not.
No, I believe it.
Oh, fuck off.
I used to have to walk a kid to speech therapy as like a partner. Like he couldn't just walk by himself.
Why would you need that? Like,
I don't know.
Like,
you think you could a teacher? It was a different time, man. The world wasn't ending.
Yeah, exactly. You could just
kids roam.
Send big old bully Zane Riley to make fun of you all the way to speech therapy.
I was the fat one's watching the little one.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Like a Master Blaster, Mad Max situation, which we'll be in that situation soon.
I'll carry you on my back. That's fine.
Okay.
We got the gym. We got Papa Riley's Pump House going. I did legs today. My legs are fucking killing me. Real rough.
Oh, Zane Riley.
Hey,
there you go. Thank you for doing your own intro. I appreciate it.
Welcome. I didn't even introduce myself, but they just assume that's me talking shit to you for not being able to speak properly.
It's been rough, guys.
It's a day. It's been some days.
It's been some days. It has been some days. I'm recording this fresh off the heels of only getting 2 hours of sleep.
Mm-hmm. Only having 2 meals.
2 meals, and I just had my second, and those 2 meals consisted of peanut butter oatmeal and 4 eggs each. So I've only had 8 eggs and 2 helpings of oatmeal in the past 48 hours, on top of 2 hours of sleep, on top of my entire world crumbling down around
let's go ahead and put it out there now, because I don't remember shit about this pay-per-view, so we might as well fill it with some good stuff.
And also, too, let's go ahead and throw this out here. This episode is coming out while the state of North Carolina is under lockdown. The order just came in mere minutes before we came in to record. You're listening to this, and the state of North Carolina.
This is a Tuesday to us.
There's only essential businesses, so the only people that are working are Zane Riley.
Yeah, just me, man.
Just you.
How do you feel that Zane Riley is the face of essential employment?
That they have said, Jake Manning, no, you're not allowed to work anymore.
Stay home.
And think about the fact that your girlfriend just broke up with you.
Mm-hmm. Your house is a whole lot more emptier and lonely now.
Because, in her words, I have not spent enough quality time with her.
There's a shit ton of quality time going down right now. You should be having.
That is the only commodity that I have.
That's all I've got left.
Other than shitty merch that I was hoping to sell at WrestleMania weekend.
Oh, man.
That is all I have
to
offer anybody right now, and I was told that I have not given enough of it.
Yeah.
And so I am dealing with that on top of a good friend of mine who I always wanted to get on the podcast, Clinton Orr. He passed away about a week ago, and that was pretty rough. But we're yammering on here like we normally do, and normally we have a comedian guest, but we do not.
And I know what you're thinking. No, this is not wrestling and pop culture.
No, we are going to do a WrestleMania episode. We're going to do a wrestling show episode without a non-wrestling fan, much like WrestleMania, where there'll be no fans.
That's right.
It's only
topical
fitting.
And not even on purpose. Like, we didn't plan on not getting one.
Yeah.
It just unfortunately happened to the guests that we were going to have. The
first guest.
They got coroned.
The first guest we were going to have broke my heart, and then the second guest that we were going to have. Actually, she works as a barista, and she informed me that because of Corona, her business shut down like completely, and she now has to move back with her parents just so she can live. So stay safe out there, guys.
Yeah,
we're still generating content.
Yeah, you're welcome, because we don't really give a fuck.
And we've just told Jake Manning, who is a very strong part of the labor force, you have to stay home.
Very hardworking man.
Very hard. Oh, it lies on your big shoulders, Zane Riley, to carry the load of the workforce.
I'm going to bring us all back, guys. And then after this, I'm going to start running for local council.
Okay.
Because, obviously there's not any wrestling anymore. Wrestling's done.
Oh, that's the thing. Like, wrestling, I think they said this about Paul Heyman, and I firmly believe it falls on me as well. They always used to say about Paul Heyman, if he didn't have professional wrestling, he would be a cult leader.
Hell yeah, let's start a cult.
I would probably be my own leader of my own militia of post-apocalyptic
Well, you have your bug out bag now.
I have my bug out bag, and actually, as I pulled up, I noticed my water purification tablets.
Ooh.
They came in, so that means I have secured water, I have secured food, shelter, tools, and a whole myriad of things that are going to allow me to survive anywhere from a week to 10 days.
There you go.
Just in one bag. So I'm pretty happy and stoked about that. I don't know how you guys are doing, but I'm doing fantastic.
I live on the second floor of an apartment complex, and it's been my same plan every time, is that if shit went south, I have a sledgehammer, and I'm going to destroy the stairs that lead up to my apartment. Okay. That way I just, king of the hill. Okay. They have to come through me. I'm going to see them coming. That's 10 feet they got to make up for to get to me. So
okay. My plan is I have a nature preserve behind my house.
Oh.
And so,
you mean a park? You have a park behind you.
It's a nature preserve.
Oh.
They have a little trail through it. But what I can do is I can just basically run on my back door, hop over my fence, and I can just kind of keep an eye on my house. And if I see somebody come around fucking around with my house, I can fuck them up.
That's right, because you have a hatchet.
I have a hatchet.
You have a hatchet here?
I probably should come up with some Home Alone
I was going to ask if you were Home Aloned up yet.
Yeah, I probably should come up with those and just hide in the woods and use my house basically as bait. Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's a next level of the plan I haven't thought of yet, but I'm gonna work on that since I got a little bit of time here.
You have plenty of time.
I got plenty of time. This is what I think about when I'm not wrestling or doing stand up.
Which you're doing neither of right now.
I'm doing neither of right now. I'm podcasting still, and apparently there'll be 10 bell pods still. For now.
When that stops, that's the sign of the apocalypse. Honestly, I've been trying to get this thing to stop since episode 100.
Oh, nobody.
So much so that I had to create my own virus to spread amongst the world, hoping it would do it, and it hasn't yet.
I see. I know your tricks, Riley. I know your tricks. Yep. I know your tricks. I know you started this whole pandemic, so you didn't have to do How Did This Get Booked anymore.
How Did This Get Booked, and I could get some time off of work. I'm essential business. So.
That's okay. We'll just do a clip show next week to keep it on going. We'll just do a clip show next week, and then all of a sudden we'll come right on back with another episode as soon as everything clears up, if the world is still there.
If there is. And don't worry, even if the world ends, I'm sure Jake will figure out a way for us to have to podcast this fucking show, and then, we'll have it, guys. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm. But, guys... We appreciate the support.
Yeah.
We joke around about what the apocalypse is going to be like. We joke around about everything, but I'll tell you what. The fact that the sale at High Spots has been going so well, which please continue. Please continue to order from High Spots, even though we might not be able to be shipping your orders for an undetermined amount of time. Please.
Wink. I think there's going to be some malarkey about
let's not put that on record. As an employee of HighSpots.com, we will abide by the governor's order of a shutdown of non-essential businesses. We shall do that.
Jake Manning is, however, going to move into High Spots coincidentally.
I have already filled out a change of address form, so
come at me.
That's where I live now, but everybody already knows that. I'm sure if somebody says, "Do you live here?" and they're like, "My name is Jake Manning," they're like, "Oh, of course you do live at High Spot. You do live here." Yeah. But we do appreciate the support, so please continue to support HighSpots.com and continue to support this podcast as you guys.
But more importantly, HighSpots.com.
Most importantly, HighSpots.com. Like if there's anything you could do and you want to spend money or so, how do we support you or do whatever, give it to HighSpots.com.
If you were thinking about supporting us with money here at How Did This Get Booked, I'm going to buy a t-shirt. No, spend that money over at HighSpots.com and then just leave a review, Jake.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That's fucking segues, boys.
That is absolutely perfect because, I get it. Money's tight. But guess what? Typing words into a text bubble, that's cheap. That's free. So if you're thinking hey, this How Did This Get Booked podcast is really kind of keeping this track on the rails mentally for me, then leave a review. It doesn't have to be a very long review whatsoever. Some people have left one line and that counts and it qualifies, and it doesn't have to be 5-star either. It can be 3-star, 4-star, even 1-star. Just activity. That's all I need to help climb up the charts a little bit so more people know about this podcast, so that way this has not all been a waste, unlike my last relationship.
But don't leave a 1-star review, motherfuckers.
Yeah, we'll come find you. We'll have the time.
Yeah, Jake has plenty of time now.
Once I raise up my army, we will find you. We will find you, but luckily the one person I will not be finding because they left a 5-star reviews is a small 704 4, still sitting on top of the poll
John
for Apple
Boy.
Podcasts, still has not reached out to me about giving him his free t-shirt. I probably need to go out of my way and give him that t-shirt. Also, same with John Moses and his girlfriend Cheyenne. Also, too, on Stitcher, Keaton's is still sitting on top of the poll. So thank you so much for those reviews. I will say your name on the podcast till you are kicked off, which hopefully happens.
Or till the end of the world.
Or this is the last edition of How Did This Get Booked. So
my plan has come to fruition.
It is all coming together. Unlike the topic of discussion today.
Okay.
This is WrestleMania time, and we thought we were going to be taking off for WrestleMania.
You might have forgotten.
Yeah, and we decided to do this like 2 weeks ago. And Zane, I believe you said that you watched this 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. This episode?
Yes, I watched it about 2 weeks ago.
You watched 2 weeks ago. Well, it took me 2 weeks to watch this fucking show because it is a fucking eternity. The topic of discussion today is WrestleMania VII, which the particulars of the show is WrestleMania 7 took place March 24th, 1991 at the LA Memorial Sports Arena in Los Angeles, California. Attendance of the event is 16,158 according to Wikipedia. The tagline for the show is Stupor. Once again,
what's the tagline of this show?
Hey, walk me down to the speech therapist.
Yeah,
Can you do that?
Hop on hop on Blaster's back,
please,
Master. Let's go.
All right. Tagline is Superstars and Stripes Forever. This is obviously the legendary show that was supposed to happen at the LA Coliseum, but Slaughter claiming up and down that it was a security issue and that's why they moved it indoors. It had nothing to do with ticket sales whatsoever.
Because they were fantastic.
This is a long disputed thing over the years. Also, too, there was, Bruce Pritchard has talked about this and said he was kind of a little column A, little column B to bring it indoors. Yes, ticket sales were a little bit slow, but also, too, the expenses to run the LA Coliseum were very, very high. Mm-hmm. And even if they drew 100,000 fans in the LA Coliseum, they might have even still lost money. So just things were a little bit different at the time. So that's just, you can believe what you want to believe about the show. A lot of auspicious things around it, much like this year. There's a really funny meme floating around that I had a hand in coming up with on 10 Bell Pod where they have a bunch of cardboard people sitting in stands, and basically the text is, ladies and gentlemen, at the Performance Center, we just set an indoor attendance record of 93,327. So I'm just waiting for that announcement at the Performance Center. Is a record attendance. So
have you already seen the shirts that WWE is putting out?
I wasn't there.
I wasn't there.
That's clever.
Yeah.
And if they're clever, they'll fudge the attendance.
Yeah, I hope so.
I really fucking hope so. They do that.
Any number they give, or they might play the direct on the no zero.
Yeah,
they have set an attendance a record of 0, but
yeah, that would be fucking awesome.
As long as they
do that.
Yeah,
that would be if it's so on the nose. Like I might be like
just as much on board if they did some astronomical number.
Yeah, for sure. And like, God bless every one of those people that are going to wrestle on WrestleMania this year.
Have you watched any of the empty arena stuff?
Bits and pieces.
I've watched the very first one, and I thought it was SmackDown was the first one. I think it was like a week or so ago. I thought it was fantastic. It was just like, way to go. And like, I haven't seen AEW stuff, but I've heard great things. How much better it was than.
Oh yeah, AEW was incredible.
Killing it.
If that was in front of a live audience, it would have been the show of the year. But also too, they did a lot of really good work with promo packages.
Yeah.
But it was weird to see Matt Hardy show up.
Yeah, to nothing.
Yeah, because my entire 20 years of my life has been Matt Hardy appears.
Just randomly showing up places.
And people lose their fucking shit. That has been my 20-year experience with Matt Hardy. I'm like, oh, there he is. That's basically what I've seen. So the fact that he shows up and it's quiet is disturbing to me. So,
but yeah, it's insane. Like, talk about being put in the worst position, regardless of how you feel about any of them. Being put in the worst position and then like succeeding in a way. Like, I mean, they just because you didn't like WWE's version to AEW's, they both went there and wrestled in front of no one, and did a great job, which is supposed to be impossible. Mm-hmm. It's hard to have that type of emotion and then go out there in front of no one and continue that emotion. And
yeah,
so good on both of them. I'll probably watch WrestleMania which I haven't done in the past. Even though we were at WrestleCon, I still didn't really just get real drunk and not really pay attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they want to watch this time and get real drunk.
I think Arn Anderson said it best. Is he was talking about like he can't imagine how much more those bumps hurt in front of nobody, and we
had nothing to ride on.
We've done a couple of like custom matches before, but the idea is to bump as little as possible, and we've executed that. But to put on a WrestleMania caliber match or a TV quality match and bumping around, like I can't imagine how much that hurts with no adrenaline, no crowd to feed off of. I don't even want to think about that. That's
making you anxious.
That is like day one wrestling school shit.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be fun.
All right, now come out here and take a little hip toss, okay? All right, now going back.
Yep, pretty much. That's basically what it's like. But, so there'll be no fans.
We're going to be watching history.
Yes, we will.
History.
And speaking of history, this
happened.
This happened, and something that we didn't see that did happen was the dark match on the show was Coco Beware versus the Brooklyn Brawler, which is very I can't think of anything more 1991-ish than your dark match on WrestleMania being Coco Beware and Brooklyn Brawler. Like that is the most 1991 shit
Frankie
ever.
the Parrot got a fucking Mania payday.
Did he? If Frankie the Parrot got 15,000 like those people in the Battle Royal in Arizona did, they're
Frankie's good to go, man. And Bird Money, that's insane.
Bird Money.
Bird Money.
Is it just a picture of some Birdman?
It is. It's different. It's Birdman from the rapper.
Yeah.
Doing the hand thing. Toucan Sam's on the 20. You know, famous birds.
Yeah, famous birds. Famous dead birds.
Toucan Sam still.
Yeah. Well,
Frankie not so much. I think Frankie's dead.
The peanut guy just died. So like
we'll see. Oh, but then like that happened right after the Kobe thing, and so they like kind of pretended that didn't happen anymore.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I heard that he's hush back alive because I think he fell out of an airplane, a helicopter.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
that
I think and that happened like right at the same time that.
Whoa.
The Cobes.
Man, 2020 is fucking weird.
It's killing it, brother.
Man, Jesus. Well, this is fucking weird. Speaking of weird, this intro video, we're really hyping up this Iraq versus USA thing.
Yeah, which was real topical when we were gonna have your girlfriend here.
Yeah, who was an Iraqi immigrant?
Well, I mean, she still is, but
she's not my girlfriend anymore. And I like how you pose it to her, like, "Oh, you want to watch WrestleMania VII?" She's like, "Sure, absolutely."
I booked it. It turns out.
And then I looked at her and like, "Well, you're gonna have to continue to love me for a few more weeks." And she's like, "No, thank you.
I'm out.
I'd rather watch WrestleMania.
I don't have time for you. You don't have time for me, and I don't have time for your stupid fucking podcast."
No, I don't either. So I'd rather watch WrestleMania 7 by myself, much like these guys are bumping by themselves.
Maybe she watched it and was like, "Nope, I'm done."
Oh, I didn't even get a chance to give it to her. Like I hadn't even got to the point that like I'd worked up enough like time that like, hey, maybe we can get together, watch this, and come on over and hang out. You
can do some drugs if you want.
Come on over and hang out. And of course, like, nah, I'm busy, but of course, I'm the one that doesn't have enough time for her. So I digress. Either way, speaking of doing drugs, Willie Nelson sang at the beginning of the show.
Sing America's Beautiful, looking like Willie Nelson does now.
Now. Right fucking now. God bless Willie Nelson. He's going to make it through just fucking fine. They bring on Hacksaw to be on commentary. I don't know why I have the words "my story" in there. I don't know what that means. Whatever.
Do you have a story about WrestleMania 7, Hacksaw, doing commentary?
No, I do not.
Did he tell you a story one of the times you've wrestled him?
No. Oh, I know what this is, and this doesn't really apply. Fuck it. Let's go into...
Okay.
It's nothing bad. Oh,
never mind. Then I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to scare people.
I don't want to pry.
I don't want to scare people, even though we had post-apocalyptic talk at the beginning of this podcast. Don't want to scare them.
We haven't broke out our weird... conspiracy theories.
We'll save that for the end. End.
You guys might have heard some, and you might not want to hear them from us.
No,
we're the ones that are right.
Especially since this is a conspiracy theory podcast, and people are trying to listen to get a break from reality and depressing.
Exactly. So let's talk about war.
Or we could talk about the fucking Rockers.
Yeah.
Taking on Haku and Barbarian.
And Barbarian looking good. Looking good.
That is in my goddamn notes.
He's a sick boy.
Fucking Barbarian, like if you are, this is I hope this does not come off as sexist, but let's
well, I mean, it can't come off any other way now that you've premised it with that way. But yeah, go on.
But if we are to take a step back in time into an era of,
if we went back to 91.
No, I'm thinking even further back. I'm thinking in like hunter-gatherer societies.
Okay.
If you as a woman are trying to attract the attention of a man who will give you safety, security, produce for you,
hunter-gatherer time back in the past or a couple months from now.
Yes, those things. A man that will provide for you protection, provide for you offspring that will be of good genetic stock. Mm-hmm. If you are a woman to rebuild society, this fucking barbarian.
Yeah, this is the one I want.
This is what you want. Like,
I mean, as barbarian's not too far off.
I was feeling that as a man, and I can't reproduce children.
No, like, I will try for him.
I will try for him. I will try to produce him the best quality son I possibly can to carry on our genetic matter and push ourselves up the whole landscape of the universe and the economic status, whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah, fucking badass.
Yep, looking great. Moving like $1 million.
Mm-hmm. And rockers, fucking love it, man.
Yeah.
Love me some fucking Shawn Michaels. Just the double hip toss, double elbow, double kip up. And then Barb comes with a double line out of nowhere, and then double supers, like the whole opening sequence. And I remember one time when I was 270, I tagged with Barbarian against Jason Jones, Leland Race, and somebody else who was probably one of George's students. Somebody like, I can't remember who, maybe Charlie Dreamer or something like that. And Barb just had a flashback of to when he used to wrestle the Rockers. And
he made you do all the Haku spots.
Haku spots, also the Warlord spots, and he's just like, you do this, and it was a lot of like stuff like the double whips and come with this, and I'll come with this, and then like crawl between my legs, and then give this guy a cross body, and there was a lot of like cool tag stuff that like I haven't like done since or even seen anywhere else, and Barb was just fucking great at that, but. Yeah, this was. I love this fucking
good
match.
Opener, yeah.
Fucking love this match. Anything else you have to say other than
this isn't not a bad pay per view whatsoever. Just a wonky premise, but there's some good hot shit. Like especially here in a little bit when we get to like the next tag match. Holy fuck!
Like I like Barb's power slam from the seconds. Pretty fucking awesome. Match fucking happens. Heenan goes to commentary. We get Regis and Marla Maples and Alex Trebek in the back. They're a big part of the show. Yep. We'll talk about them probably multiple times. And then we get to match number 2.
Well, I said this show's real good, but this is one of the exceptions.
This is for sure one of the exceptions.
It might be the exception.
Texas Tornado taking on Dino Bravo.
Holy fuck.
And in my notes...
Poor Dino fucking Bravo.
Said by nobody fucking ever. Especially the guy that murdered him in his home.
Yep.
Kerry Von Erich. In my notes, it says, how fucked up was Kerry Von Erich?
Oh, God. Oh, tornado.
And fucking everything up. Like
half foot.
I wrote down in here, I go, Kerry Von Erich could wrestle for $5 wrestling.
Yes.
Like, that's how bad he is.
No, Kerry Von Erich was great. The Texas Tornado could be on $5.
Okay.
He'd be teaming up with American Idiot.
Okay, all right. The Kerry Von Erich, that was the Missouri State champion. That guy. He could definitely be world champion, but obviously Texas Tornado.
Texas Tornado with Kerry Von Erich with 2 feet could go forever. Not half a foot.
Fucking half a foot Texas Tornado taking on Jeff Hart.
Oh, man. Ooh. Kick the dust up.
Because of a Texas Tornado. That's why the dust is kicked up.
That's right.
It all fucking makes sense.
Come out in my song.
It all makes sense now. It all fucking makes sense. This match doesn't last long.
Good.
Nor fucking should it.
Nope.
But that's okay. We go right into a Warlord.
I didn't even realize Jimmy Hart was there.
He was there?
So that's the thing. I'm following along with the Wikipedia, like the match order. to help me remember. And it says, with Jimmy Hart. And I don't recall Jimmy Hart being there with Dino Bravo at all.
And you know that Jimmy Hart, if there's a red light around and available, he'll find it.
Baby?
But he could not find it in this match because he's like, oh, goddamn, baby.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, this Texas tornado is fucking shit up left and right. Am I right, Dino?
I'm sorry, Dino.
I'm sorry, Dino. I'm sorry this happened to you. Oh, by the way, don't sit around and drink a Molson and watch hockey on a particular night a few years from now.
Maybe come out with me, baby.
Maybe come back with me. Always hang out with me, baby.
But we fixed it here, though. Do we have a segment between the two?
Yes, we got Warlord doing an interview. That fixes
that's
everything.
Right. There we go.
And then we have Davey Boy Smith, who is just announced as WWE Hall of Fame. I don't know how that's going to. Are they going to do a Hall of Fame?
That's just been canceled. No, it's been canceled.
They just canceled.
And they canceled that in NXT, which I think is why the actual Mania is now 2 different nights, Saturday, Sunday.
Because
I don't know why you couldn't do I guess you want to be able to have all those people there for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like I was thinking that like
I don't know why you couldn't just still have the Hall of Fame thing, but I guess you want those people, like especially the guys that are alive.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I'm thinking. Is like you gotta have those guys in because this is the fucking Hall of Fame. All right, like I feel bad for the people because of the Olympics. They have to wait another year.
Yeah,
like that's when you're that high of a caliber athlete and then you have to wait another year when you've been basically setting up your year to peak at this time, and you might even be setting up your 4 years depending on what your sport is. Yeah, that's a tough fucking pill to swallow. So yeah, hopefully we get Davey like the full pomp and circumstance that he fucking deserves. Maybe not so much for this promo though.
Yeah, I mean this whole segment really.
There's like where he has Winston talking to him and says, "There's no bull in this bulldog."
I know what you're going for, Bubba. It didn't land right.
No, it did not land right. Nor did the end of your life land.
Oh, he's dead.
It's under auspicious circumstances.
Cool.
But that's okay.
Just like all good Hall of Famers.
Just like every fucking Hall of Famer fucking should, okay?
Yep.
Every fucking Hall of Famer should. Match number 3, British Bulldog, Warlord, fucking great match.
Yeah.
Which is, and I know they kind of like, Warlord and British Bulldog, they kind of had a match, and they like their own match that they would do and they would work on, and you see it in a lot of, I think there's like some Coliseum home videos. There's a couple matches of them, also two like house show loops. It was always like Bulldog and Warlord. They've been doing this match for a while and then putting it on a pay-per-view. Pretty cool. You can see why it's so good.
Yeah.
The funny thing that like it sticks out to me with Davey Boy at this period of time is he's got the fucking like bear claw scratches on the pecs. I remember that was like such a thing in high school. Like, I need to build up my chest so I can get those fucking bear claw scratches because that means I'm getting swole as a motherfucker.
Yeah,
but
the
like,
little riblet looking nails. Yeah.
Where like the skin got stretched so big.
Oh, okay. Stretch marks.
Wanted
stretch marks.
Stretch marks, yeah. Stretch marks around the pecs because you grew them so big. I remember like that's what we were trying to aim for in high school. And
let me tell you how to get those.
How do you get those?
I own a gym now, so like steroids. Man Scout, get on the fucking steroid. Get on the sauce. Get on the juice and the sauce. I'm just trying to put them together.
I'm just trying to get on the food, brother.
Yeah. Clearly not, mister. I've only eaten twice in the last 3 days.
I've been fucking working, okay? Me and Amazon employees are trying to make as much money for our overlords as possible so we can stay employed.
For our Lord and Savior,
so we can do our own little, like, pittance of fucking podcasts, you know? We're just, we're a non-essential business, unlike the LAPD, who get a shout out from Bobby Heenan.
Whoa!
This is Rodney King time.
Yeah, this is during the LA riot stuff, right?
Yep, this is. And Bobby Heenan says,
shouts him out for that.
Yep, he goes, I got friends in the LAPD.
Take it how you will.
Somehow, I think that ages worse than the USA versus Iraqi stuff.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
100%.
I want to make sure we're on the same page.
Yeah, no, that definitely.
And it gets a little worse a little later on, but we're not there yet.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was so enamored by these guys' physiques. I got a note in here that says, once again, it's taken me 2 weeks to watch this fucking show. So some of these notes, as I look down, I go, I wrote what? And one of the things I wrote was, Warlord not spreading his butt cheeks in the tanning bed.
You know.
Because I I used to date a stripper, which is not the last girlfriend. This was like 5-6 girlfriends ago. And she told me a trick, because when you see, you get kind of that starfish kind of thing underneath the butt cheek.
Yeah.
The way to avoid that is like the last minute or two is you sit down on the tanning bed and you spread your cheeks out.
Yeah. Okay.
Basically, just put your.
So like you sit up.
Yeah, you sit up.
Okay.
And you are you taking notes right now? It looks like you're taking notes.
Yeah,
Right
100%.
Okay, so. What you sit up in the tanning bed and basically you spread your butt cheeks as far apart as possible. Basically, put your butthole on the glass. On the glass, basically. So that's why it's spread apart. So it's dispersed.
Buttholes in the glass, the Waters Club? Nope. No good.
But yeah, that's basically what you're doing, and it kind of eliminates that underneath
the undercheek.
the undercheek line.
Yeah.
So
top of the thigh, bottom of the cheek.
Yeah. Also, too, if you take deodorant. I think if you take deodorant like around your like private range after you trim, it avoids razor rash or something like that. There was a little trick there too.
Hell of a stripper.
It's been
fun. Could have kept her on just for advice.
I tried to keep her on, but she ran away from me too, and much like every good woman has, and rightfully so.
I'll never leave you, Jake.
Are you a good woman?
Yeah.
No.
I'm your bottom bitch.
I'm always glad to have my bottom bitch. Anyways, the crowd loved this one, and so did I.
Yeah.
That's what I wrote. Then we get the Nasty Boys interview.
Yeah, we do.
The Heart Foundation interview, and I'm just like, so much yelling.
Yeah.
That's so unnecessary.
Yeah.
Oh, just.
And the consummate promo man himself, Bret Hart, killing it over here.
Yeah, just. Everybody yelling so loud. Like,
gotta let everybody know.
And what's funny is. There's all this yelling going on in these promos, but when Ric Flair gets the company about a year or so later, Vince is screaming at him going, "Why the fuck are you yelling in promos?" What was Ric Flair the guy that made you realize that maybe guys shouldn't be yelling in promos when you have put out fucking several years of guys yelling in promos?
Have you seen The Ultimate Warrior?
Yeah, have you seen like everybody else, every show you've ever fucking produced ever? Why is Ric Flair now the fucking tipping point for you, Vince? Like, I don't get it. Nor did Macaulay Culkin probably at this time. He was a very young child.
Did they acknowledge him to be Macaulay Culkin?
No, they did not.
Okay, they just called him a kid, right?
They just called him a kid.
Okay, yeah. That kid's Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
And you know who else is sitting front row?
Who?
Donald Trump.
Yeah. We get through all the celebrities at one point in time.
I didn't realize. Do they introduce him later?
Yes.
Okay. At this point, they hadn't introduced him when I saw it. And I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, just bro, just sitting there.
Well,
ugh. The man that's gonna save us from this pandemic. Ugh. I was waiting for somebody to do something. That's okay. All right. I'm waiting. I'm still waiting for somebody to do something.
Yeah.
Not about that. Not about what I said. I mean about the fucking pandemic that's ruining the economy and fucking killing people. What?
This finish is real hot.
Yeah, this finish is real.
So they talk about
match number 4, Heart Foundation, Nasty Boys.
Yeah.
So this finish.
Oh man, the match is good. It's what it's good. I like it. But this finish. This so intricate that any old timer that liked this gives any shit to any Osprey opener or anything like that, go fuck yourself.
Okay.
This shit took forever to pull off, and it was very good. And very smooth, but there were so many moving parts.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of old school blind tags. There's a lot. I mean, like, you don't see this type of tag wrestling.
This can't be first time together. Kind of like they would have had to been doing the loops.
They've been doing the loops, getting this match ready. Yeah, and you will never see a tag match like this in WWE ever again, for sure. Like for the foreseeable future, that you will not see tag matches like this anymore ever. Like blind tags. This is about a southern.
The revival is as close as you were ever going to get.
Yeah,
and they're leaving.
Yes, goodbye. But yeah, this match is okay for me. It's not as good as the Rocker match, but I'm a Shawn guy.
Yeah,
and I know where.
I just love this finish so much. I thought the finish was really good.
Is it going to pop up on the Queens of Combat sometime soon?
Well, if that ever comes back, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. No, I got to get some tag champs that are able to pull this off.
I'll piece it together.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. I got you. That's all I need.
I'll walk everybody. I got enough.
It'll be a whole bunch of you and me doing the match over and over again to show these girls.
I feel confident enough that I could talk through your tag champs so they can understand it properly.
Right on.
I feel confident that I can communicate with them because that's all they need is just somebody to communicate to them properly. So I feel confident.
So you're saying that a girl needs a man to tell her how to do things?
No, I just speak their language.
Clearly.
Yeah.
So what are we doing now, Jake?
We're recapping Jake the Snake Roberts and Rick the Model Martel.
I fucking love this whole package.
Oh, I love this package.
I love this whole story.
This is fucking match number 5, blindfold match. Rick the Model Martel taking on Jake the Snake Roberts. Like,
now this is actually a match that I would rip off for Queens of Combat.
Oh,
I would do it at the Wrestle Cage show where there's actually people.
No, I think you could do this at Hebron Hall.
You think so?
Hebron Hall is where you want to do this.
I just like the uproar every time he's doing the panning finger gimmick. You know, it's the louder the better.
This match is so fucking good, and I can't. Do you think
it's so simple? Do
you think they took this around the loop?
I don't know that they could.
Yeah, I don't think they could either. Like, I think this is
it would have to be just they're very good and those are gimmick masks, of course.
Well, they're obviously gimmick masks, obviously. But how much of this do you call in the ring?
It's probably easier to call since you can't really see the lips moving. So if you can't hear,
but if you're pointing your finger and they're making too much noise and you can't fucking hear,
they could have called it in the back more in a way of like, hey, I'm going to keep doing this and always just miss you up until this particular point. Yeah. So when this little nod or nuance or situation happens, that's when we bump into each other, and as soon as I touch you, get the fuck away.
Yeah, like
this would have had to have been called in the back, but they couldn't have taken this around the loop and make this special.
No, and I think that they've got a story, and they're going out there and playing this as real as possible. Yeah, like, I can't really see you, but like when there's a moment of like could possibly interact with each other or get close to touching each other, it's very organic.
The way they barely miss each other is just so like smooth and beautiful.
And then there's even like some nuances like the clapping of the hands to throw the guy out, like clap the hands and then move away quickly. Whip off backdrop and then just walk out away. Don't even take the backdrop. Like, they're super fucking hot for Jake. You couldn't have done this with anybody but fucking Rick Jake.
Yeah.
Like, it just...
I love the glassed over eye deal. Like that whole... I remember this story very vividly from being a kid and watching all this.
Yeah, and also too, Martel like crawling around and then touching the fucking bag and not realizing he's touching the fucking bag. Like, just every fucking second of this fucking match is unbelievable. And you know what's funny is growing up, like I would see a lot of, message board stuff, insider magazines, all kinds of different things, and they would always talk about this match not being that good, or being an embarrassment, or one of the worst WrestleMania matches of all time. And anybody who fucking thinks that ever, like when I was watching this, I almost fucking tweeted out, like, if you don't fucking love the blindfold match between Rick the Model Martel and Jake the Snake Roberts from WrestleMania 7, we cannot be fucking friends.
You're a motherfucker.
And I said it to my girlfriend, and she's like, fine, I'm done. Like,
what a setup.
like, it just, this fucking match is fucking next level.
Yeah.
Next fucking level. If you just listen to this podcast just to hear us talk about shit and you don't really watch things, or like, I remember watching this as a kid and I haven't seen it in a while,
Google it. Give this thing a Google. It's probably on the Daily Motion.
Yeah, fucking check this fucking match out. Get on the fucking network. What else are you gonna fucking do?
Yeah, you got all this time.
Watch this fucking match. This is the fucking match of the whole fucking pay-per-view. This is fucking masterclass. Unbelievable. This is what you aspire to as a storyteller.
Boom.
Yeah.
But then we get this next fucking match. So who gives a shit?
Well, and let me one more thing. The finish too. DDT him and he can't find him.
Yeah.
Great. We could go on forever.
We could.
But we've got, I don't know, 10 more matches to fucking go.
Oh, Jesus Christ, at least.
And we still have to get through the Nasty Boy celebration, which actually in the real celebration, they lost one of the tag belts with Willie Nelson.
Oh, good.
That's part of the urban legend that they won the belts. They partied with Willie Nelson on their tour bus, and they lost with the tag team belts.
Willie Nelson stole it.
Yeah.
Willie Nelson's like, I think I'll keep this.
And that he should.
He was like, no, they didn't pay me for America the Beautiful as much as I wanted, so
Here it is.
Want to have tag team champions, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Which do you think his favorite Nasty Boy was?
Oh, everybody likes knobs.
Yeah.
I mean, Sag's probably
Sag's was looking real thin.
Yeah. Probably could have like fell on his butt for a pile driver if he wanted to.
Yeah.
As opposed to just drop somebody on the head.
Maybe back then, maybe not. Probably not now.
No, definitely not now. I will corroborate that statement for sure. But let's get on to match number 6, where we have the Dead Man, the Grim Reaper, the Soul Stealer, taking on the Undertaker.
Yep. Black glove, Undertaker.
You did not get my
joke.
joke.
No, I got it.
You got my joke? Okay, you got my joke. Okay, I got my joke.
Okay,
let me make sure I got my joke in there because I thought
versus the Undertaker. I get it. Because he allegedly killed a lady.
That was a good joke. I thought I'm glad you liked it.
No, I liked it. Got it. No,
good.
I mean, you're talking about your other podcast on here, and that's the thing. But
I didn't say that at all. I made no reference or mention to it. Matter of fact, you should listen to a Crime and Sports podcast on him.
Yeah.
Even though they did far less work on it than what probably we did.
They had far more ears on it.
Yeah, they have way more ears on it, and they talk about it way more. So there you go. Snuka wearing boots, which I heard a thing.
I don't like my Snuka in boots.
Well, I heard a thing recently. Somebody was talking, actually Alex Chamberlain was talking about this. He was having a conversation with Jimmy Snuka, and at one point, already, there's a lot to unpack.
Hold on.
There's a lot to unpack there. He said he had a conversation with, like, not recently, but at some point in time.
I didn't think you meant, like, right then. What do you like, seanced him?
I want to clarify that it wasn't recently because he's dead. What I'm trying to say is, at one point in time, Alex Chamberlain had a conversation with Snuka, and Snuka said that when he's a heel, when Snuka would be a heel, he would put boots on. Oh. He goes, heel Snuka wears boots, whereas babyface Snuka is barefoot. But we have boots, Jimmy, right here. So Jimmy didn't.
I didn't know that he was heel or not. I just thought this match sucked.
Well, he had boots on, so he was a fucking heel.
I guess so.
I like Heenan made the reference right in the pineapple. Adam's apple, same thing.
Yep.
There's some good ones in there, and some more problematic ones, which we'll get to. I like how they tried to have this really cool spot where he catches Jimmy into the tombstone, but it kind of got fucked up. I appreciate the effort.
Yeah.
And swinging for the fences there.
How long? This is how many in Undertaker?
This is number 1.
Okay, is it number 1?
This is number 1.
Okay. So yeah, you can't. I mean, number 1, Mean Mark, biggest stage of them all. Of course, he's gonna fucking flub a little bit.
Yeah.
You got Heel Snook over here in the boots. He can't do shit.
Yeah.
Not in those boots.
Well, don't worry. A few years later, maybe almost 2 decades later, you're gonna have a fucking badass match with Shawn Michaels.
Yeah,
it's gonna be one of the best of all time.
Yeah. You gotta get through El Gigante to get there, but you'll do it, kid.
You're gonna get there. They're gonna hold that match up against some of the greatest matches of all time.
Yeah.
So
don't worry, Mean Mark.
But speaking of greatest matches of all time, this next one, Macho Man Randy Savage, Ultimate Warrior.
Holy shit!
This hype video, just the only thing that was weird about the hype video that I want to bring up is Sherry on her knees in front of Warrior. That was a little weird. The microphone in front of her face. Yeah, that was a little weird. But everything about this entire segment, down to them showing Elizabeth in the crowd, like, wait a minute, that's Elizabeth. Like, you make a deal out of that, and you have Macho King come out with Ultimate Warrior career match. Fucking, as much as we put over Jake the Snake for his storytelling, the fucking carry job.
20 fucking minutes of a carry job. 20 minutes.
Fucking hell, man. And like, I fucking I love that Randy Savage is like, okay, the Ultimate Warrior can do this. Yep. I will tell a story with these things and these things only. Mm-hmm. Like, it just is specific. Like, I know what he can't do, so I'm eliminating all that right now.
That's right off the table.
And
takes a lot off the plate.
And the thing is, though, too, like, there could be some criticism, like him dropping elbows many times as possible, and then, the War doing what he does as many times as possible. But, like, you think about it, what else are they going to fucking do?
Yeah.
And he's like, I got to up the stakes. and it's not like he's got any more fucking moves, and it's not like he's gonna make any other fucking move look great. So how would I just fucking do this repetitively?
Yeah,
like that's completely outside of the box thinking, and looking back at it, like it's genius. It's fucking genius. I do like that Macho kind of pre-bumped on a lot of the punches.
I don't blame him.
I don't blame him.
I ain't mad.
I ain't mad at all.
I heard stories.
I just got done talking to a man who has got stories.
Alex Chamberlain?
Yeah. Just talk to him. He was sitting down with Jimmy Snuka. It was a really weird conversation.
I was like, how'd you get that body up? He's like, don't worry about it.
Pay no attention to this lady doing a seance. And I love how in pro wrestling, if a woman is bad, it's okay to hit her.
Yeah. It's all right.
And
women are all for it.
Oh yeah.
They're the most excited. Like, yeah, hit that bitch.
It's like when a midget and you
hold on now.
You call him a midget. You know, like
you're like, look at that midget.
Yeah, and they get really excited, like, you damn right I'm a midget. They get happy about it. They get real fucking happy about it.
Oh, this man's progressive.
Yeah. Yeah. Just look. I'm looking at my notes. Oh yeah. Like every bit of this is fucking great. Yeah. I just repeat all the notes like this is awesome. This is awesome. This is awesome. It's just there's everybody kind of knows that this is fucking awesome. Like this is. I think this is a better match than his Steamboat match because of who he's working with. Yeah. Like to me,
because he put out another classic with a goddamn
fucking classic. Yeah, like he's doing this with a fucking just fucking oaf. Yeah. Of an individual, and he's putting on this story, and then even the after match stuff with Elizabeth.
Oh man, the Elizabeth stuff was real good. I got a little bit of pimply. I got a little gooses. Got a couple geese in there.
I mean,
but everybody in the crowd crying. Now I don't know how much of a plant that was or whatever, but people just fucking sobbing.
Yeah, like here's the thing, like I've seen this on like multiple like the highlight reels, and it's even like Dark Side of the Ring, like this footage of that happened at WrestleMania 7 where he gets his woman, but like I don't know if I've seen WrestleMania 7 beginning to end until like we did this. Till now. I probably seen a couple matches. I think I started at one time and then like I just didn't have time to finish it or something like that, and I never got to this match. But seeing this entire segment beginning to end and just him getting kicked by Sherry and not realizing it was Sherry kicking him, and then Elizabeth's in there and he thinks it might be her that kicked him, and then they let him know like no.
And him selling his ass off for Sherry's kicks too.
Yeah. And
I thought that was I thought that was cool.
But also too, like the commentators putting over like kicking a man while he's down. Yeah. And he goes, no, that was our meal ticket and he fucked it up, and then like Liz just can't take it anymore, and just
how different would it have been if she'd have ate shit getting over that guardrail?
I guarantee they practiced that. Oh, yeah, I'm 1,000% sure they did a dry run of that.
Fucking eats it face first.
But just the whole thing of like, I'm here for you. I just goosebumps. Yeah, I mean, it's everything on emotionally. I don't, like I said, I've seen this footage a million times and been emotionally unmoved. Yeah, but seeing this whole thing lay out, like I felt something. Yeah. And the
whole segment together and where it laid in the world and everything.
Yeah. But then, we're back to the match here. I just wonder if this is, like kind of the precursor to highly choreographed Mania matches.
Wait, wasn't he always kind of notoriously choreographed though?
Yeah, but like, it's as far as company wide.
Gotcha.
Like people seeing the success of like, oh, fuck, like, Randy did that with the Warrior? Well, then maybe instead of just letting these fucking guys go out there and call it in the fucking ring like we let them do every fucking Survivor Series, maybe we fucking lay these matches out beginning to end. Let's also have, over-the-top story. Let's have falsies galore.
There was a whole bunch of kicking out around here.
Yeah, like I feel like if it's situation, and we can take a higher talent and just put him in there with a fucking oath, and as long as we make him highly choreographed, it's going to be fine. Like I feel like it almost sets the stage for them to go, oh no, we just get a fucking worker and we'll put him in there with a fucking body guy and he's gonna make him fucking look good, and we just have him talk about that shit for fucking 2 days. It'll be fucking fine. Like, I feel like that's the beginning of it, as opposed to, like I said, every Survivor Series looks like they just called it in the ring, brother. I hate
Survivor Series so much.
Especially all the 80s and 90s when it just looks like dudes just go out there and run some
spots. The build-ups to Survivor Series are always real rad. Back then, where they had like all the characters and how they all came together and how they were all going to be a team and all those interviews. But then when it actually happens and everybody has to be counted out and all that dumb shit and
yeah. And speaking of dumb shit, I think this is where we go to intermission for the live crowd. Either that or WrestleMania was a 2-tape. Like the 2-taper, you know what I'm saying? Like, because we've put in a lot of time already. But this is where we get rapid-fire interviews with Regis with The Undertaker in the back. And Regis is like, it's a great day to be alive. And then they kick it back over to Alex Trebek with Demolition, which is Smash and Crash, not Axe and Smash.
Yeah, that's why they lost.
And Alex is trying to explain Jeopardy to them. And then...
Alex Trebek was a fucking promo guy.
Goddamn right he was.
Holy shit.
Fucking damn right he was.
He made that fucking... I liked his segment with them better than the fucking match. Because that shit sucked.
No, for sure. We'll get to that. We'll just fucking glaze right over that.
Yeah, it happened.
We'll say that it fucking happened.
Yeah.
But we got to get to fucking Regis.
Yeah.
Ooh. So this on things, it goes Heenan's comments about the LAPD, the U.S.-Iraqi war, and then Regis and this entire promo with Katao and Tenaru where he says, straight out of Japan, Connie Chung, eat your heart out.
They don't understand anything but Mitsubishi. Mitsubishi.
And Toyota. But I do like how they kind of turn around and I'm like, oh, Kathy Lee.
There you go.
That's good. That's good. All right. Looks all right. And then we go back to Alex with Jake the Snake Roberts. But then we got to get to the match. Demolition, Smash and Axe taking on Kinkahara Tenaru and Katao. I forget how to say Katao's first name.
Koji.
Yes, it is Koji. Excuse me. I just forgot what it was. Forgot how to say it. I know how to say it.
Wikipedia told me.
Yes, and Katao is a former sumo wrestler who almost got into a shoot fight with John Tenta.
Okay.
Because part of the reason why they're here is this is about the time...
Talent change?
SWS was a promotion that was started up that Tenaru was kind of like the boss for. He basically got an eyeglass company to sponsor another wrestling promotion that was separate to New Japan, All Japan, and all the other companies, and they were making a big go of it. And their big thing was they were bringing in a lot of WWF talent, and then they would intermix some war guys. And I think there might have been a few New Japan guys that would come through and do some stuff, but it was its own separate company. But the problem is the Japanese crowd didn't really get behind some of the WWF stuff because they were still doing WWF American stuff in Japan, and they never acclimated to it. Some matches transferred over to an extent, but Tenaru was kind of basically giving these guys big paydays in Japan while still working for WWF and basically like booking the WWF. So it's like, this is kind of like we'll put you on WrestleMania as a thank you. You know, like that's... You don't tell me the fucking WWE don't, look out for a hook. Like that's kind of what this match was, and it was what it was.
It happened.
It happened, and that's when we get to the Big Boss Man interview, and we find out this whole feud's about his mama. And then we get to Mr. Perfect and Bobby Heenan and the Rodney King jokes and LAPD. And this is where Bobby Heenan gets canceled, guys.
Yay.
This is, all these things that we talk about, like people getting canceled.
SJ Dubs.
You go after Bobby Heenan. Don't give him any love. You should cancel him for saying something like this. Why don't you attack this man?
We should probably petition to get him out of the Hall of Fame.
We probably should do that. As opposed to being like, well... Probably shouldn't have said that.
Yeah. Oh. I
apologize.
Nice.
We'll get the
different time then, though. 91 was a different time.
So we'll get that same lady did a seance with Jimmy Snuka, and we'll get him to apologize. How about that, guys?
Alex Chamberlain, if you can get us that number, that'd be rad.
That'd be great. I mean, he knows where all the great seances is. Then we get to match number 9. Big Boss Man taking on Mr. Perfect for the Intercontinental title. These guys were actually close friends, and they were really looking forward to wrestling each other at WrestleMania. So I think that's why I think this match came off as well as it did. Keep in mind, this is match number 9. So they have seen a lot of shit, but I feel like this match is different than other ones. They spent a lot of times brawling and going outside, and Perfect's doing his absolute best at everything. Just incredible. I think it's great. The towel toss in the beginning, exceptional. You couldn't plan that, and I guarantee they didn't. And then, of course, the belt whooping in the middle of the match. And then, of course, everybody just runs in. And then Andre makes an appearance. We're getting Big Boss Man a rub.
Sad Andre.
Oh, sad Andre. Sad.
And this was his last TV appearance?
For WWF. He might have appeared another time.
Definitely his last Mania.
Yeah, I want to say he did something with the Bushwhackers. Something, I don't know. But it happened. It ended weird. Whatever. Let's get to celebrities. This is where we get a Donald Trump interview. Chuck Norris just stops in. Lou Ferrigno, who has a speech impediment. And then Bobby Heenan says...
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You think he has a speech impediment? All right.
Yeah, his speech...
Yeah, sure. I took him to class, too.
He's going to be hosting the podcast for long.
I mean, couldn't get any worse.
I mean, instead of you driving over here, since you're not allowed to, since you're working your essential business.
My essential job.
And my non-essential job leaves me here locked in my fucking house alone with my feelings. Maybe I'll fucking dial up Lou Ferrigno, who lives in California.
See if he wants to join up.
See if he wants to join up, because my other fucking podcast host, Nick Alexander, he lives in California. Our podcast will keep fucking going.
Oh, good.
So I'll be locked in.
I'll get Micah and then get him right back. And not do anything with him.
No returns, just like toilet paper in the apocalypse. So, but I did like how the Ferrigno had a speech impediment, and Heenan was like, "Oh, does he got a cracker in his mouth?" Oh, I love Heenan. So don't cancel him.
He'll make it up to you, I promise.
Match number 10: Earthquake taking on Greg the Hammer Valentine. I was just, and the thing is, I've come to know over the years is actually John Tenta looked much older than what he is, and I was just like, man, fucking John Tenta is probably like 23 years old at this time, which I was not that wrong.
Oh,
you want to guess how old John Tenta was for this match?
Oh, you said you're not that off, which means a little bit older. 30.
27.
Jesus, he looks like complete shit.
That is a 27-year-old
man with a skullet.
John Tenta taking on Greg the Hammer Valentine in WrestleMania VII, ladies and gentlemen. That's a 27-year-old man.
That's a boy.
That's a 27-year-old man.
Oh, no.
Oh. But then we get to the Legion of Doom interview. That fucking happens.
Yeah.
Match number 11, Power and Glory versus Legion of Doom. That fucking happens.
Yeah, in 59 seconds.
Like, that's the thing is weird about WrestleMania. It's like, get him on the show. It's like, oh, let's do a squash match with fucking stars.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to kill
squash out Power and Glory like that?
Yeah. I mean, and of course, there's that logic of like, well, if they do a fast pin, they could say it's a fluke, and then we can have a house show match, whatever, if I can get out of here. But what gets in here is a Ted and Virgil recap video. Yeah. This is a point where Virgil's never been higher. Match number 12, Virgil with Roddy Piper taking on the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, and Virgil getting no music, even though his second gets the music.
Well, I mean...
And then he's got to be like, hey, Virgil, come on out here, as opposed to like, hey, why don't you come out with Roddy?
Yeah.
Like, nah, let's just have you run to the ring with no fucking music.
While we're at break.
Yeah. So... But this is, of course, when Sherry joins up with Ted, and that starts her whole alliance with Ted. And goes off and does what it does. Then it's Sergeant Slaughter lighting a Hulk shirt on fire. Are we here yet? Are we here? Are we?
We're there.
No, we got one.
The Mountie and Tito Santana.
Yeah.
It's a minute and 20 seconds, so yeah, we're there.
Yeah, we're pretty much there. Slaughter's eyes during his interview, like, is fucking. I love Slaughter. I love him to fucking death. I've loved wrestling him. I've loved interacting him. I love being around him. A cool fucking dude. I think there's I don't think he gets as much credit as he deserves. I think as a wrestler, as a performer, as a professional wrestler. And I think he kept laughing weirdly throughout here, and I was making notes like, why the fuck is he laughing all weird? And then of course
that's how Hill Slaughter laughs.
Yeah, but then at the end he goes, I'll be the last one laughing, or I'll be the one laughing, and he ties it all up in the end. So I'm like, oh, you were doing a thing.
Yeah, you're doing a weird bit.
You're doing a weird bit, but then you wrapped it up in the end. So this was all that, and that's something I try and teach in promo class, is if you're doing something, it's got to lead to something. So if you're doing something weird, it's okay to do something weird, but it's got to fucking tie into something right at the end, like a nice little bow, like I meant to do this weird thing the entire time. And then it makes people question what you say from here on out. Yeah. So very good, very fantastic. Unlike match number 13, Tito Santana taking on the Mountie. Blown spot right in the beginning, you know? They went for a leapfrog and a crossbody at the same time. I fucking don't know what the fuck happened there. Job match with fucking name guys. That's what this fucking was. And then we get into a Hulk Hogan interview.
Just another Jimmy Hart spot.
Yep. Hulk Hogan giving an interview. And then Hulk, we're over the top with U.S. stuff. Say, can you see Sergeant Slaughter, and ends the promo as he ends the fucking promo. And this is where we bring out Alex, Marla Maples, and Regis. They're all got a guest ring announcer, guest timekeeper, guest bell ringer, whatever the fuck these things are. Regis on commentary, excuse me. Marla got the bell and timekeeper. This match, the way it's filmed, is a glaring example to me why WWE won the fucking war and was winning handily over Jim Crockett Promotions. The entrances, where you have the cameraman running in to a guy who's walking in with a bit of intensity, that running and meeting that you see of Slaughter coming in and the cameraman meeting Hulk as he's coming in with the American flag, and that smashing together that camera shot, like that level of just dynamic energy that comes through the screen. As opposed to, oh, here's a camera, we set it up, there's the ring, and we got the ringside camera, guy comes on, like, you're not seeing that in Jim Crockett Promotions at this time. You're not seeing that with the NWA. You're not seeing that with WCW or whatever
it's called then.
Whatever it's called at this moment in time. But like, just that dynamic push, and it's just those little touches right there. It just sets it apart to me. Like, it just, I was like, wow, this feels like a big event, and then this fucking match just fucking happens. This is not a good fucking match.
No, especially for 20 fucking minutes.
It did not need to be 20 fucking minutes. Also, too, let me get your opinion on this, because this is like a big thing now. So, Bob Remus, Sergeant Slaughter, didn't actually serve. Yeah, I know. Have you always?
I always thought he did, but I've known for a while that he hasn't.
Yeah, like that.
You mean that Stolen Valor he's been touting around with action figures and whatnot?
Yeah, like, but like, you always grew up like, oh no, Sergeant Slaughter, he served. Like, he was in the military.
Because why would they have him? Why would he be so, like, his mythos is so deep?
And he would do interviews like, oh, former drill sergeant, now all of a sudden I'm an Iraqi sympathizer.
Yeah.
Like, he said in interviews is almost just as much. But when I hear Conrad Thompson go, oh no, I've always known he wasn't the drill sergeant, I call fucking bullshit. I call fucking bullshit on anyone that didn't think that Sergeant Slaughter was not
the real deal.
Yeah, like, every one of us thought he was the real goddamn deal. Every single fucking one of us thought he was the real fucking deal until this moment in history, where the whole fucking dimension has broken and we split off and we're heading towards the darker timeline right now. Like,
everybody's got goatees.
Yes. No. And it just amazes me that we will just be like, no, Sergeant Slaughter, he served, and people will blindly lead that. But every time I get out of the goddamn ring, people are like, did you used to be a Boy Scout? I have my Eagle Scout card in my fucking wallet right fucking now, and have for probably I 2 decades since I earned it, basically.
I got that motherfucker.
When I got that motherfucker about 2 decades ago. Like, that's how long that's been in my fucking wallet. And every fucking show, people are like, were you really a Boy Scout? But Sergeant Slaughter just walks in and like, no, that's Sergeant Slaughter. Yeah. He served. He was a drill sergeant.
Sergeant in his name.
He's definitely...
He was a G.I. Joe.
So for you to think anything otherwise and be like, oh, no, I've always known that he was never a drill sergeant. Fuck yourself. Fuck yourself. Hard. But, you know, they talk about this match being in poor taste, but, I mean...
No more poor taste than anything else we're throwing out around here.
Exactly. Like, this is what it was. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed all of this angle. Mm-hmm. I'm just a red-blooded kid in America, and, you know, just fucking dig all of it. USA chants, loud as fuck. Sarge fucking selling like a motherfucker. Yeah. Heenan was talking about a party. Oh, gosh, what was he talking about? Oh, there was some weird. There was a weird moment of commentary. I'm trying to remember the beats of it. It was basically like Heenan was talking about a party, and then Heenan invited Regis, and Regis goes, "I'm busy. Maybe Kathy Lee can come." And this is my favorite line of this entire commentary, as Bobby Heenan said, well, can she bring her husband Red Grange? Because she was married to Frank Gifford, a former New York Giants football player.
All right.
Who is considerably older than her. Mm-hmm. But I like that he went even fucking
even older with
an even further generation away from Frank Gifford. Like, that was... I fucking laughed so fucking hard as being a football fan. That was the funniest thing to me in this entire fucking show. Also, it was funny when Adnan Casey just jumped up on the fucking apron when Sarge clearly had the belt, like, won. So, Hulk, like, fucked up the 10 punches in the corner, like, and Hulk was jumping off the second, and it was weird, real weird. And also, too, like, as extra research for this... There's a interesting thing on YouTube, which I think was probably on the WWE Network at one point in time, is they had Sergeant Slaughter and Hulk Hogan sit down and watch this match. So, like, I kind of saved it off the side. I'm like, oh, this is going to be 20 minutes, and I watch it. I clicked on it. It was only 6 minutes long.
All right.
These motherfuckers...
Even they didn't want to sit through this goddamn shit.
The video, and I feel bad for the video editor, because they may have sat down for that entire match, and, like, let's just...
Get what we can.
Get what we can that's interesting, and they got 6 minutes. So, like, less than fucking half of this match was interesting for the two people that were talking about it and going over it and talking about the things that they did. I thought I was going to get some insight things. Like, it was like, the only thing that Hulk talked about was like, God damn, my tan looks good. Like,
and I believe that, son.
And also, too, Slaughter drilled it in again. He goes, former U.S. military drill sergeant and Iraqi sympathizer. Like, he just fucking said it again. Like, more stolen valor. And then, of course, they go to White and Black when the blood came up and, talk about juice and stuff like that. So, yeah. And then Sarge is just like, I don't know how you spend all that time posing after matches. I'd be blown up.
I was so blown up carrying your big dumb ass.
I saved that to last night so it would be fresh in my mind, and then I watched it. I'm like, oh, this was just 6 minutes of shit. Yeah. This is just 6 minutes of Hulk talking how good his fucking tan looked. So, yeah. I don't know why he fucking had the juice. It was weird. Hulk juiced, fucking put the Iraqi flag on him. Hulks up, tears up the Iraqi flag. Straight into the comeback, kick out at 3 1/4. Like, just no fucking around with falsies. Nope. Let's take it home. Let's take it home, brother.
Hulk got a pose.
Yep, Hulk posed with the fucking flag forever, and that's WrestleMania VII, ladies and gentlemen.
And we did it.
This might have been a better episode if we had a non-wrestling fan jump on board.
Meh.
Might not have been.
Probably not. Depends.
But I'll tell you what, of all the WrestleManias we could have watched, I'm glad it was this one.
Yeah.
Because there were some bangers of fucking
good
matches.
Stuff here.
There were some fucking, like, I'm really
some duels.
Like, seeing the entire Savage Warrior segment beginning to end for probably the first time, not in bits and pieces and highlight reels. The blindfold match, like, that's fucking incredible. But this main event's fucking trash.
Yeah.
Fucking just...
You could have ended it at Warrior and Savage.
Fucking Sarge and Triple H from that DX pay-per-view we did, like, years ago, like the DX pay-per-view, like, that boot camp match that surprisingly, if you think about it, happened 6 years later. Just 6 years after this WrestleMania main event, and everybody was thinking that, like, Sarge was too old for that match. That was only just 6 years apart from main eventing WrestleMania. So, but, like, I felt that boot camp match with Triple H was a far better match than this fucking main event of WrestleMania 7. So I'd go watch that if you want to see a good Sergeant Slaughter match. Let's say there's some pretty good cage matches and some Jim Crockett promotion stuff that he did that's pretty fucking badass. But regardless,
91 ain't your time.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing too. Is that, like, Sarge was considered pretty old in '91.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, he was fucking far better in that boot camp match than he was in this main event. Yeah, and there's some bunch of, like, job matches with job guys. I mean, we could have made this a fucking nice, tight, like, 10-11 card WrestleMania, and you could have walked by a little bit better. But it was what it was. We could have, had a lot worse things. Hopefully, the show isn't a lot worse than what you expected. I think we have enough discussion up top.
Yeah,
but,
I think we really just won up top, and then...
Yeah, but we, this is us doing a WrestleMania show without a non-wrestling fan, much like WrestleMania is without fans in general.
So here's our topical time.
It's a very topical time, and we did a lot of topical talk. Anything else you want to say about WrestleMania 7?
Nope, we did it.
Anything else you want to say about our current predicament?
We're all going to make it, guys. It's going to be okay. We're going to... Just don't be dumb. Wash your hands. Don't cough in people's mouths. Don't be fucking stupid. Stay home. And, now, all right, look. My essential job will make me tell you this. If you're going to go out there and hoard food, guys, you need to understand how a freezer works. This has been happening left and right.
Oh, yeah, sure. This is a valuable piece of information you clued me in on.
So... your first idea is going to be to go out there, get all that meat. Then you're going to want to freeze that meat and hold it. But the thing about a refrigerator is that the freezer itself will cool the refrigerator part. So if you cram full your freezer, it cannot give away the coolness to the refrigerator. Thus, it will freeze your refrigerator. And your refrigerator, more so in the back panel, will then be an ice cube and can no longer cool anything. So you're going to lose everything. Make sure that everything you put in your freezer is a good couple inches off of the back of the freezer, or you're going to ruin your refrigerator. I say go ahead and put more in stock of dry goods like rice and beans and canned goods and pasta. Don't waste all your time with the frozen veggies. Get that shit fresh. Ain't nobody buying it. Be real careful with that freezer because you're going to fuck everything up. And then all that money you spent on meat, keeping it from all the people that actually need it, is going to go to waste. We're all going to do well. That's my diatribe. Because it's already happening at my job.
Now I'm going to give you a much darker, anonymous piece of advice. I would suggest to you, as all these states get locked up and as people lose their fucking jobs and we could potentially have more people unemployed than we will that actually pass on from this virus, which is a terrifying thought to me, and that is the consequences economically is what I'm more afraid of than the actual virus itself. For those of you that are in my camp and believe that, I would suggest getting what I have referred to as a bug out bag, which I've come to find out through Twitter is actually that's a domestic abuse term. As well, like women that
you beat a girl and you had to run away?
No, it's more of a situation of women who are victims of domestic violence. They tell them to get like a bug out bag, so if they need to go as fast as possible, if there's a situation like, oh, I need to leave now before this motherfucker comes and
kills me.
Yeah, like keep that around, keep that handy, keep that out. Well, this bug out bag is gonna be a little bit different than that bug out bag, but what I would suggest to you is get all the essentials. You could get it very easily put together, like some matter of tools, water purification tablets, which are still available right now. I just ordered them from Dick's. I got them in a matter of 2 days. So I'm good on water to an extent. I can basically transfer like 50 gallons or something like that. So I'm good for a while. I have a vessel for that water. A lot of my essential things are in Tupperware containers inside of my bug out bag. So even if it does get wet, a lot of that stuff will be okay. It'll still be good. Like I'm not gonna have like soaked matches and not be able to create a fire. They're in a nice Tupperware container. Also, too, grab as many trash bags as possible. Trash bags can be something that you can put stuff in. It can also be an emergency poncho. It can be all types of different things that you can make. That's something that a lot of people won't think about as well. Tools are nice. Maybe a change of clothes. Also, too, like get the warmest socks you got, the warmest toque you got. Also, too, you can get like some pretty small tents, strap them right on the bag. So you got food, shelter. I got plenty of cans of tuna, granola. I've probably got about a week to 10 days worth of food, shelter, and water for sure in this bag. And then after that, we might all be scavengers.
We're gonna start killing each other.
Then you got some time to assess the situation, have an emergency get out plan, and have several of those. If I've got a limited amount of time, like I said, I got my nature preserve right in the back of my house. I'm gonna dart out there and try and wait it out and see what the fuck happens in society, and just get a nice little spot in there and post up. If it's a situation that maybe I can get to Corky Franks' compound in the middle of nowhere, I'll get there. If it's a situation of I've got maybe a couple days before I feel like things are going to get tight and scary, I'm going to go to Florida and be with my sister and her husband, who I believe is a competent individual, which means...
I didn't know you were about to say who I believe is a communist.
Competent individual, which means I believe he has a gun.
That's what I just base competency on.
Also, too, well, in the new world, that's what I can base competency.
Yep.
Also, too, I have two very young nephews, and I will defend them and protect them and give them an opportunity to live in whatever the world is going to be like. So... all hail my two princes that I will be raising up to take over the new world after I become the king of it. So that's just something to do. Also, good pair of shoes. I got the nice pair of lug boots. I also do have a bat. I have a hatchet. I have multiple weapons, aka tools, and I'm good to go. First aid kit. You can get those release. You can get the supermarket. A lot of things you need. Duct tape. I got gaffer tape. Multitude of different things. A couple of emergency bottles of water I can break into right away. And I'm pretty much good to go. So if you need to do that, I'll tell you what, though. The hope is...
This doesn't happen?
I don't have to use it.
Okay.
But I will tell you this, though. Since I've put it together, I feel a lot better.
Yeah.
And, now granted, I may run with that bug out bag and die in the first 15 minutes. But I have at least done my best to up my chances if the shit hits the fan. And all this anxiety that you're feeling right now, it put together a bug out bag for no other reason than to just give you the peace of mind that you did the extra planning to give yourself the best possible chance in case things go sideways. If you're those people that say, hey, we tried and we can't make it, and you want to off yourself, that's your own opinion too. I'm of the opinion that I'm going to do my absolute best to live in the new world. And my hope and the best case scenario for me is if I live in that new world is I find somebody with a young child or somebody, a group of people that I feel have the opportunity to go on and do great things in the new world and do my best to protect them and keep them safe. So if you see me out on the road, I'm a friend, not a foe.
I'll be shooting guns off my balcony telling people to come get my shit. We're just going to buy guns.
You're going to be fucking a real-life human version of King Koopa.
Yeah. Come at me, motherfuckers. I'm the only white man in this ghetto. Come get it.
Oh, well,
I built a gym. I can't leave it.
I don't think we made you feel any better with this podcast.
Probably didn't make you feel any worse, though.
No, we didn't make you feel any worse, but hopefully we gave you some things to think about. Hopefully we gave you a little bit of escape. We gave you everything on this podcast.
Yeah, we get the whole gamut.
Zane, if the world is still intact...
Swear to God.
Is there...
You ask me to tell them to tell me what I got coming up. I'll knock you the fuck out.
I was not going to do that.
Okay, cool.
George almost did that to me on Dad You Know What You Wrestle, and I... about murdered him. But Zane, if you were to guess, when do you think we'll be out of this shit and we'll be able to do something?
About a month, maybe a month and a half. So here's what I think. We'll go ahead and get on it. Fuck it, who cares? This might be the last time you ever hear from us.
Yeah.
I believe that this disease has already been introduced to us in the past. I would say at the end of last year, people that were getting all these weird upper respiratory infections, getting real sick. I think it's the same thing, and I believe it just now has a name with more symptoms. I think everybody's going to do this shelter in state, and I think that's going to work for a couple weeks, and then I think we are going to come back, and then I believe that people are going to get sick again because we weren't away for long enough. But then I believe after that, we should be good to go.
Okay.
So month and a half, 2 months, somewhere in that range.
So like the end of April is what we're thinking.
Yeah, I think April, May, I think we're right back at it.
Okay.
I think we're fucking in May.
All right. Well,
what about you, Jake? Hopefully not more than 10 days because that's all the bug out bag has.
Well, here's all I'm trying to think about is how far I can push this.
Yeah.
Like I have enough food in my refrigerator for a week.
Okay.
I have enough food and dry goods in my I have enough food in my freezer and dry goods for another week. Mm-hmm. And then another week after that in the bug out bag. So we're talking about 3 weeks. So if the world doesn't go to shit and I can be able to put some food in the refrigerator, we get a full month. That's great. But I hope it's not a month. I'm kind of hoping the shelter in states thing only happens for 2 weeks, because if it goes for a month, I don't see a lot of businesses coming back from that, and people being hungry without sources of income. I think that's going to be the real issue, because the difference between us and China is this is a capitalist society, and our government doesn't control us quite like that, and we're a panicky bunch. So, and we like to eat. And we like our independence, and we like our freedom, and we like our guns more so than some of the other places.
I might buy a fucking gun, man. I don't even know.
I've thought about it for sure, but I'm not gonna get to that level yet. Like I said, if I go out in the first 15 minutes because of a gun blast, then so be it. But just be careful out there. If we do come back,
be smart. Don't be dumb.
Yeah. I'm hoping in a month. And I've said this before on Twitter, and I was kind of surprised at the reaction that it got. But it is from the bottom of my heart, because the last week or so has been really fucking tough on me. It's just the overall dread, but not only the overall dread of my job but also the fact that knowing that we could be closed down at any minute, and actually as this podcast is being released, we are closed down. Well,
I just got sent a little piece of thing that might be that loophole that you guys were looking for.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm digging. I'm looking forward to that, because I'll tell you, if it's a month, it's very worrisome, and the whole goal was to get as many orders out as we could before it got to that. And so I've been working 10, 12 hours, and me and Mike Lee have been going nonstop in the office, and it's been very hectic, and I've had very little time to be quarantined in my house, because I've basically been working, and then the time that I'm not working, I'm gathering supplies in case shit goes awry. So when I see all these memes of like, oh, I'm going to be 300 pounds in this quarantine, go fuck yourself. Mm-hmm. I am running on next to little or no sleep, but also too, I'm not sleeping very well because I'm going through something emotional in my personal life. Naming a breakup with my girlfriend, also death of a very close friend of mine, somebody who was very good to me, and it was very hard for me to talk about for even a couple of days. So on top of being overworked, underfed, underslept, I have a tremendous amount of pain in my heart, and it has been a very rough week for me, and sounds like it's going to be an even tougher month ahead, because all of the things that I use as an outlet don't exist anymore, and this podcast is the last little bit of an outlet. So that's why we're kind of meandering on now for an extra 10 minutes, because I'm a little scared to leave, because once I hit stop record, I stop talking, and I feel like I'm just no longer relevant anymore, and I no longer exist, because I might not. And if we make it through this, I fucking promise you, as God is my fucking witness, I'm gonna live my life like fucking Ric Flair. I will never sleep again. I will wrestle an hour every fucking night. Even if the sheet says 15, I'm like, no, I'm going a fucking hour. Fuck you. I will fuck everything that walks. I don't care. Anything that gives me the time of day, male, female, trans, robot, I don't give a fuck. You give me attention, I will be sliding in them DMs immediately.
And if you guys are trying to slide in some DMs right now, is your time. Shoot that shot.
I will swipe
Session
right.
off looking at you.
I will come at all of you. I will fucking come at every single one of you. I will do that. And also, too, I will fuck up every one of your credits, especially my own. I'm not fucking around anymore. I'm sick of fucking thinking that I don't deserve the best, because guess fucking what? I played by the rules. I did everything that was right. I was a kind and generous man, and I was good to other people. And you know what? At the end of the day, it ultimately didn't matter. So get ready to deal with the fucking real monster if we do make it out of this one.
Here comes a swinging dick, boys and girls.
Oh!
Let's just wrap it, buddy. Let's get out of here.
Let's wrap it.
We can't follow with anything else.
We can't follow that. I would plug our producer, but he's going to take some... He's not going to give me a break on the fucking show anyways. I'm going to pay him in my desperate times anyways to propose the show. But I think it's important. I mean, here it's important if you guys are following us to know about how our well-being is doing. That's where we're at mentally. Hopefully we haven't scared you. Hopefully we've comforted you. Hopefully we gave you an escape. Hopefully when you download this podcast, we gave you what you were looking for and a little bit more.
And if not, when this shit's over with, Jake will take care of you in other ways.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly. Get your dicks ready.
I am a giver. As I said before, I am a friend, not a foe.